Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, and I'd like to welcome you to the Daily Compliance News. The Daily Compliance News is an offering of the Compliance Podcast Network.
September 10, 2019, the Volfefe edition. Well, Matt Kelly is right. Not only is Trump risk a thing, but there is now an index for Trump risk called the Volfefe Index. It is started by strategists at JP Chase who have crunched numbers, and it seeks to determine how much Donald Trump's tweets shake up the bond market. Turns out, quite a bit. The team at JP Morgan said in August the president's remarks have played a statistically significant role in elevating implied volatility. Market-moving tweets have ballooned in frequency this August. What does this mean for the compliance practitioner? Well, it means things are only going to get worse because he's getting more volatile and his tweets are becoming more unhinged. Next up, from the Wall Street Journal, the U.S. has filed criminal charges against a Chinese professor linked to Huawei. The professor is alleged to have stolen a U.S. startup company's technology for Huawei. This is obviously an increase or an escalation in the DOJ's moves towards Huawei. Huawei has publicly complained about employees, contractors, and others being harassed by the Department of Justice. Nevertheless, here we have an example of a charge being brought against someone alleged to be working for Huawei. So next, from the site Courts at Work, it asks the question, is employee activism different than CEO activism? The answer, of course, is it's very different. And corporate activism, or rather CEO activism, was or has been a dominant feature of President Trump's tenure. Early iterations were senior corporate leaders blasting the president over Charlottesville, LGBT rights, immigration, climate change. But lately, this activism has morphed, with employees now directly challenging business leaders to reconsider their company's commercial relationships and authority structures. The employees at Google registering their objections, staffs at Big Four accountings supporting Hong Kong, workers at Whole Foods objecting commercial relationships between their companies and Customs and Border and Immigration. Of course, the Wayfair employees walking out for their company selling mattresses to the concentration camps on the border. Amazon employees taking to the streets, or at least protesting for climate change. So this is very interesting to see employees themselves actually trying to enforce, or rather influence, their corporate leaders for having their corporations do something going forward. And finally, in a very interesting statement, as reported by the Wall Street Journal and really a host of others because this was so significant, Jay Clayton blasts counterparts across the world for their spotty enforcement of anti-bribery laws. In a speech on Monday, he said countries outside the United States have neglected to punish corporate bribery and have created a two-tiered system that gives their domestic companies a leg up on U.S. firms that face punishment for not following the law. He reiterated that the U.S. has and will continue to be committed to enforcement of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, but he wants countries outside the United States to aggressively enforce anti-corruption laws against both their domestic companies and other international organizations which do business in their countries. So very interesting to see Jay Clayton not only reiterate commitment to the FCPA, but attempt to get other countries to more aggressively enforce anti-corruption laws. Mike Volkov and I are back for another episode of Why a Duck, where we take a deep dive into the Antitrust Division new corporate compliance program. Check it out.